Have you ever written down a goal, visualized it, taken a picture, told everyone, spoke to your spirit guide, spoke to anyone who would hear you, or just kept it to yourself and it still didn't manifest? It might not be that you're dreaming too big. It might be that your energy is blocked. In this episode of the Generational Rhodium, we're going to clear the veil between you and your manifestations by uncovering the wounded energy that often hides our goals. And by the end of this episode, you'll have practical spiritual hygiene tools to help you attract and align and release those old wounds. Great awakening, magnificent people. I am Jazmian D. And I want to thank you so much for joining the Generational Rhodium, which is the media and healing arm of HWPLP. HWPLP stands for Health, Wealth, Prosperity, Love, Peace. It is a movement that is driven and committed to building generational wealth through healing, collective economics, real estate, and venture capital. We empower people to heal financially, build strategically, and cultivate thriving communities rooted in love and peace. Before we dive into this magnificent topic, please take a moment to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, in the description is our website, HWPLP.com. Please go ahead and visit our website to learn more about the mission that we're on. Just a reminder that this episode ties to our monthly newsletter entitled Healing Before Hustling, Why Inner Works Feel Financial Freedom. Now let's get right into this. Many of us set goals, not from a place of wholeness. A lot of times it's from a place of wound, of trauma. Maybe we've had some thoughts like, I want this goal so I can feel safe. If I get this, I'll finally be enough. If I make all this money, I'll be happy and I can rest. These are thoughts that don't come from alignment. They come from survival, that fight or flight mode. That's not how you manifest. And this is where trauma hijacks our intentions. And there are 3 common ways that trauma really hijacks our intentions. And that can be from our inner child fears, that we have, and also the ego. Now, let me break this down. When we're looking at inner child wounds, we're looking at these old wounds that steer the choices that we make every day in our life. We set these goals, they align with our growth, but deep down inside, that child remembers the rejection and abandonment that it experienced. So it triggers this protective behavior that brings on the onset of procrastination, self-sabotaging, hiding to avoid repeating pain. And so we're left stuck right before we had that breakthrough. We're left stuck. Some tools that we can utilize are affirmations to break through that wall. Breaking through that wall, we can say, I am safe. I am protected. And I can do all things. The second one is fear. I always say fear is false evidence appearing real. It's not true. Fear shows up when intentions awaken possibilities. It paints vivid pictures of loss, failure, shame, and it convinces us that when you cling to the familiar, you stay safe. But when you cling to the familiar, you stay small. That's why so many people stay in this repetitive cycle of over-preparing, avoiding, instead of just stepping into their magnificent and expanding. Some practices you can do to break through these fear-driven situations is you can use intentional breath work. And you can set small goals for yourself. When you set small goals, it allows your nervous system to adjust to the choices that you're making instead of feeling overwhelmed and just retreating. So then it starts to feel safe and safe and safe. It's building the trust and releasing the fear. The last one is ego. The ego can be one of our worst enemies. It can be. It interprets change as a threat to identity. So when you try to evolve, you launch a new business, you start a new job, you set boundaries, you create an opportunity to really grow and deepen your spiritual practices, deepen your abilities to grow and live your full, happy wholeness every single day and every single moment. The real ego comes in and says, stay the same way you were. You are good here. We have a great thing together. And because it says that, a lot of times you feel safe in that. And you stay in that. So you become defensive when others see this. You compare yourself to other people. You want to be a perfectionist. You obsess about maintaining appearances. All of these things are for other people, have nothing to do with you. Some practices you can do in this situation with the ego is to pause and ask, am I working from my intuition, which is looking to give me love, growth, health, magnificence, wants me to be great? Or is it from a place of fear, of shame that my ego is driving me? And you can feel the difference. If it feels right, it is. And your intuition is speaking to you. Your higher self is speaking to you. So listen, and do. Put it into action. You must remember, the ego, it feels tight and heavy. Doesn't feel good. You feel small. But when you're with your higher self and you're vibrating at that higher vibration, you feel love and light. You feel peace. So whether it's your inner child sabotaging you, or fear, painting, scary pictures, or your ego keeping you stuck and telling you that you should not move on, trauma can hijack your goals. It can keep you in a stagnant energy that drives you away from your manifestations. Manifestation isn't about chasing. It's about knowing. You don't need to chase what's already yours. It's yours. You don't chase that. I want to break down some different energetic differences between wounded neediness and magnetic intuition. When we are wounded and we're moving from a place of neediness, it's like digging up a seed that you plant. Every time you plant it, you dig it up because you're like, is it growing? Let me check. Because I don't see anything. It's been a day or it's been an hour and I don't see anything. So I'm going to look, I got to dig it up. Because you're driven by fear. Because you're driven by emptiness. You feel unworthy. You feel like you're impatient. You can't wait. You're anxious, desperate, blocked. And this is what blocks your manifestations. It self-sabotages you because you're in this state of neediness instead of wholeness. It leaves you empty. When we're magnetically in our intentions, we plant that seed and we know it's going to grow. We know it's rooted in wholeness and joy and clarity. We can feel the light and we anticipate the greatness because we know it is coming. And this leaves us where we have so many new opportunities coming our way. We meet magnificent people. We have access to resources we never thought that we would have. We're just in a natural flow of who we are. I want to talk about someone that I feel has really vibrated from her magnetic intention. I don't know this wonderful person personally, but her story is a strong story. Her name is Angela Rich. Angela Rich is from Washington, D.C. And D.C. has definitely been through some transformation. But in the 80s and 90s, D.C. was a place of financial instability, especially in the Black community. It was not a place where you saw many people striving and doing very well. So when Angela got to college, she studied finance. And in studying finances and taking internships, she was able to determine that she can do something to help people in her community and beyond have better opportunities with finances. And a way she saw an opportunity was through credit. Having better credit gives you more access to resources. So she ended up creating Credit Stacker. And it has helped many, many people build their credit. From that, she was able to get many endorsements and branding and partnerships with different institutions that was able to help expand her business, Credit Stacker. And it led her to a place where she's received many accolades. She's had many recognitions. She's been very impactful in the community. And she is someone who we can see who is getting her worth and not looking for somebody to give her something, because she knows what she deserves. And she knows what others do too. So from this, we can say some people from a scarcity mindset might think, oh, I need to prove myself. But when you're working and vibrating in a place of knowing, of attracting, of receiving, you know, I'm worthy. I'm always worthy. Now, please indulge me and take a moment and let's do a breath exercise. This is just for clearing and calming. We're going to do a 4-4-4, a box breath exercise. On the inhale, we're inhale 4. Inhale, hold for 4. Exhale 4, and then hold for 4. And repeat. The affirmations we'll say during this time is on the inhale, we're calling our energy back to us. On the hold, we feel the power, which is us. On the release, we release any scarcity mindsets that we have. And when we hold, we stay in that place of release. So let's go ahead and get started. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze. Inhale, calling in that energy back to you. Hold, filling your center. Full, whole, and complete. Exhale, releasing the mindset of scarcity. And hold, letting it go. Inhale, calling back your power. Hold, feel it coming. It's in you. Exhale, release that scarcity mindset. Hold, continue to release. Inhale, last time, calling your power. It is yours. I am powerful. Hold, perfect and complete power. And release scarcity, release any doubt, release any worry, and let it be. As we open our eyes, we know that we are worthy. We are worthy. And how did you feel as you were calling in your power? How did you feel as you were stepping into your truth and releasing any scarcity that didn't allow you to be a wholeness that you are? Hopefully you feel great. Let's continue. How do we know if we're manifesting from a place of woundedness? I would say if you feel a lot of anxiety around timelines, if you feel a constant comparison to anyone else, if you're over planner, over explainer, have to tell everything, have to make sure everybody understands what you're saying. To shift that, take a moment, sit in silence before you make a goal. clear your emotions. You can do this through journaling. You can do this through meditation, through affirmations, visualization, but create a vision that is built in joy and love and not pain. When you shift from that wounded intention to an aligned magnetic intention, your goals energize you. They fill you. They give you all that energy you need to go and be who you are. I want to give you some very simple tools to help cleanse yourself so that you can be a more effective manifestator. First, do clearing. And clearing can be done by frequencies. You can listen to high frequency tones. Those can help clear your energy. You can also use smoke. You can use incense. You can use Palo Santo. You can use sage. You can use myrrh. You can use frankincense. You can use many things to clear the energy that is around you. Also, taking a moment sitting in stillness is clearing, and that also includes meditation. The second one that I would say is protect your energy. Create boundaries. Boundaries are abundance. Create boundaries and then stick to them. Say no when it feels wrong, and say yes when you can. You don't have to say yes to everything. Say yes when you are able. Putting yourself first. And it is okay to put yourself first, because that is how you help others, by putting yourself first. The last one is journaling, but not just regular journaling. Journaling in a way that is filled with love and joy. Journaling in higher frequencies. Writing down things that will raise your frequency, that will make you look forward to things, that will let you feel and know that everything that you are doing, all intentions that you are setting, are manifesting and flowing to you in abundance, because there are no limitations. It is only infinite. So all things are yours that you seek. And when your energy is clear, manifestations happen instantaneously. They flow, because all of this is already yours. But that inner child, that ego, that fear made you think it wasn't. You are not here to manifest from wounds. You are here to remember who you are and continue on your life's path and goal and create the magnificence that you are. And manifestations are just in alignment when you are walking in your truth. The more you clear your energy, the closer you are to your truth and desires. We'll close with the HWPLP affirmation. Heal your mind, body, and soul. Build wealth that is your birthright. Live in full prosperity. Love unconditionally. And live a life that's a state of peace. And so it is, and so I am, and so it be. I want to thank you once again for joining us today with the Generational Rhodium. I am Jazmian D with HWPLP, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Peace, love, and light. Thank you.